The day's agenda is already set, and it is so very important because it affects all of us. Prioritizing what matters, or we say how we spend our time and energy. It's so very important. You must have heard, that don't major in minor things. Now, what do you think that means? It means don't spend most of your time on stuff that doesn't really matter in the long run. Let's say, imagine you have a jar, and next to it, you have big rocks, smaller pebbles, and sand. So if you put in the sand first and then the pebbles, guess what? The big rocks won't fit. But if you put in the big rocks first, then the pebbles, and finally the sand, everything fits perfectly. Now, the big rocks are actually the important things in our life. And the sand, they are little, very minor distractions. So let's not allow that sand, those distractions, take us most part of our life. So today, I actually want to help you figure out what your big rocks are and how to make sure they get into your jar first. So let's talk about what really matters to you. What do you care about most in your life? Is it family, learning new things, or being creative, helping others, or it might be being healthy? So these are actually your values, the things that make your life meaningful and worth living. And when we live according to our values, it's like having a compass that always points us in the right direction. Even when life gets crazy, busy, or tough, our values help us make the right choices. So, let me share something from my own life. Last week, I had a super busy day. I had work to finish, emails to answer, and my phone kept buzzing with social media notifications. Then my little cousin called and asked if I could help with the science project. I actually felt pulled in a million directions. But then I remembered what I valued most: family and helping others to learn. So I put aside the less important stuff, spent an hour helping with the science project. And you know what? Those emails still got answered eventually. But the time with my cousin was precious and can't be replaced. So, what would you have done in that situation? Definitely give a thought about it. And now, here's something tricky that trips up even adults: the difference between urgent and important. Now, that is a big decision, a big understanding everyone must have. Because urgent feels like they need attention right now. Like when your phone buzzes with a notification, there's an urgency to check it, right? And important things, they're connected to your big goals and values, like spending quality time with people you love, or taking care of your health. The problem is urgent things are loud. Yes. They beep, they flash, and they demand attention. Important things, they're often quiet. They patiently wait for you to notice them. Like, think about homework. Finishing tonight's maths problems feels urgent because they're due tomorrow. But truly understanding the concepts is important for your future, even if there is no immediate deadline. So ask yourself, am I just responding to whatever feels urgent? Or am I making time for what's truly important? And now for the hard truth. We all have time wasters in our lives. Yes, we all have. And these are activities that don't really add value, but somehow eat up hours of our day. So let me ask you a very quick question and be honest with yourself. How many hours did you spend scrolling through social media or watching random videos yesterday? I'm definitely not judging you, but I definitely would love to see an answer in the chat box. How many hours did you spend scrolling social media yesterday? Let's see. How many of you are honest enough to acknowledge? Please. Okay. Okay. That's good. Quite controlled. Mhm. Okay. Great. But you know what the truth is, all the world averages? It's about average teenager is actually spending about 7 hours a day on screens for entertainment. That's like a full-time job. And the worst part is they don't even realize. But I'm not saying that, we need to cut out on all fun. Absolutely not. Fun and relaxations are important. But we need to be choosy about our fun, making sure it's actually refreshing us and not just killing time. Now, let me talk about one of my friends. So every day after school, he used to grab a snack and just check social media. Now, 3 years later, he would realize homework hadn't been started and there was no time left to practice guitar, something he loved, and dinner was ready. So he tried an experiment, setting a 20-minute timer for social media and then putting the phone in another room. Guess what happened? Homework got done faster, guitar practice happened every day, and he even had time to shoot hoops with friends. And the weird thing, he didn't even miss those extra hours of scrolling. So, what's one time waster you could cut back on this week? Decide yourself. And let's get practical. You're going to identify your big rocks, your top 5 priorities in life right now. So, please take out a piece of paper and pen. And I want you to write down 5 things that are most important to you right now. Now, these could be relationships, goals, activities you love, or values you want to live by. So, start writing. And next to each one, write one specific action you could take today. to honor this priority. Now, it doesn't have to be big or time consuming. Even 10 minutes during the day can make a difference. For example, if you say family is one of the priority, you can always say, okay, I'll call my grandma for 10 minutes after school or after work. Or if health is a priority, you can go for a 15-minute walk. Then, for some, creativity can be something important for them. So, I would say draw for 20 minutes before bed. Or if I would say people like us, or anybody, in fact, if learning is important, you may like to read, let's say, 5 pages of the book. And if you say friendship is super important, send an encouraging text to your best friend. Stay connected. So I'm giving you a few minutes. Just write them down and let's see what you come up with. And if anybody wants to share in the chat box, you're most welcome to do it. Please. So I hope you have done. So this is actually, your priority map. And the amazing thing is that these actions might take maybe an hour total, but they touch on everything that matters most to you. So the satisfaction you might receive is that you spent at least, maybe if you spend an hour during the day, on the most important things in your life. That is the beauty of it. And usually, if you look back, how much time did you actually spend on your priorities? And that is all that makes the difference in our lives. So I want to leave you with this beautiful thought. Time is like water in a river. It keeps flowing no matter what. So we can't stop it or get more of it. But we can decide where to place the stones that directs its flow. So every day you get to decide where your time flows. Will it disappear down the drain of distraction? Or will it nourish the garden of what truly matters to you? So here's my challenge to you. For the next week, look at this priority list you just made. Each morning, decide when you'll do each of those 5 small actions that honor your big priorities. Do them before you dive into the less important stuff. And at the end of the week, notice how you feel. I bet you'll find yourself feeling more satisfied, more purposeful, and maybe even having more time for fun. Remember, as we began with the statement, don't major in minor things. Put your big rocks in first. So, with that, thank you for listening. And now, let's make every moment count. Thank you.